Welcome to Subramani. Have you wondered why dividend is a very good thing to look for in a share? So many people who are DIY or do-it-yourself investors have a easy way of buying an equity share. So they go and type in Google what equity shares to buy, and that throws up some names. I mean, if it throws up, say, Nestle and Reliance and Asian Paints, you're very lucky, because with this, barely you can go wrong in terms of your principal. Yes, you may not get great dividends or anything in the short run. You may run out of patience. You may be a trader, so it may be completely inappropriate for you. And you will get frustrated after 2-3 months or 6 months, and then you may leave, because all these companies, the best of companies over a 20-30 year investing period, will have 3-4 years of what I call chutti. So Reliance went through that recently. If you consider the pre-bonus price, Reliance had not done anything for 5-6 years. So if those 5-6 years you had got frustrated and sold off, you would have suffered. Now, people like me had sold off, then bought it back, then got the bonus, then sold, right? So then it's a different thing, because Reliance is not something which I have held on permanently. I have about 500 shares held permanently, but largely it's a company in which I have traded more than purely invested. So why do these companies rock is simple, because if you're a DIY, put some basic conditions. Companies should have had an increasing EPS over, say, 15 quarters, but be very strict. Not even once should it have had any problem. Then find out why that problem arose. If it is like RBI had said you cannot pay a dividend, that's fine, but the earnings should have been increasing. Over the last 10 years, you see whether it has increased dividends every year at a rate somewhat like what the inflation is, and see whether it is in the BSE top 200. Once you put these 3 filters, you will come to very good quality companies. So largely, dividend compensation for the shareholder is something which only good legitimate companies do. Every company doesn't do that. So as far as you are concerned, if you do this and you keep building a portfolio like this, and you say all my fresh money I will allocate to these companies, or I'll keep growing these companies. I want about 40-50 companies in this criteria, and I will reinvest all the dividend that I get till I use the dividend income for my day-to-day living, which means at my age of, say, 60, when my income stops, I will use these dividends for running my household expenses. So if you are going to do something like this, then it is fairly easy to find out why companies which pay dividend always outperform those companies which don't pay dividend, because people are willing to pay a higher price, so it has a higher PE. People love consistency, so you take a HDFC Limited or an HDFC Bank or a Colgate or any of those companies, they continuously pay dividends. Very rarely do they skip, and there is a very strong reason for them to skip. And so therefore these are the best companies. So if you take at any point in time, unfortunately in India there is just not enough research available, and I have no clue how to set it right, is to say from 1979 till today, how would a portfolio of dividend payers of the index, so if it's something in the index, it is very, very likely that it will be dividend paying. If you had picked up only the dividend payers and you had removed the non-dividend payers or those who froze the dividend, you may have outperformed the index by a mile, because we have this kind of data available for the S&P in US, but we don't have this kind of data for the Indian stock. So definitely you can say that the best way to build a portfolio for somebody who does not have much guidance is to look at dividend paying stocks which have got these 2 criteria. Over the last 10 years, it should have increased dividends. Over the last 15 quarters, which is about 4 years, it should have rising EPS. If it meets these 2 criteria, and if it is in the BSE top 200, it should walk into your portfolio. So you create a portfolio of 40 shares like this. But remember, if you find one bank there, you may find 10 banks, and you don't want 10 banks. You want a portfolio which is well diversified. So you want your FMCG, you want your oil marketing companies, you want your banks, insurance companies, whatever, all the companies at least looking somewhat like the Sensex. The Sensex has 30 shares, you could have 45 shares, but representing those companies which are there in the index, but you could go up and down. That's perfectly all right. I mean, you could buy the wrong example, you could buy an Indigo, but find that there is no representation of aviation in the index. That should not bother you, but at least you should know, as far as possible, in portfolio construction is really very difficult. You at least copy the index in terms of what it should contain. Thank you.